Hello everyone, Darko 2012 here with Global Government News, and I'm covering a straight up propaganda piece, what I feel is propaganda, which is disinformation, which is to basically means for anyone out there that has never heard any of my videos or never heard of the word or the term disinformation. It's uh it's purposely giving you information that they know is wrong in order to confuse you so that you don't see what the hell is really going on. It's not anything new. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's just what happens and what we live under is constant disinformation. So, um, anybody that wants to attack me or talk shit to me as far as this article goes, you go right ahead. Um, if you want to love Bin Laden, if you want to believe he's alive, or if you want to believe he's the mastermind of jihadists and Muslim extremists, then you go right ahead and you take your fluoride and take whatever it is that you like. Watch American Idol, listen to your iPod, go to the fucking football games and whatever. But I'm not going to explain an entire background on Osama bin Laden and all the theories that are out there. I'll attach one article to this article, and then I'll go in and I'll read this article, which basically says bin Laden is claiming responsibility for the Christmas Day bombing attack, which Al-Qaeda afterwards claimed responsibility for out of Yemen. So Yemen has declared war on Al-Qaeda. And of course, Osama bin Laden was associated with the attack in Yemen, the Navy ship and that. And so it all goes back to this. And basically I'm going to go to an article titled "Former CIA Operative, Of Course Bin Laden is Dead, Warns War on Terror Could Be Eternal." And this was from Tuesday, October 7th, 2008, from Infowars.com. And I'm going to read this, not a big article, just right here, and just bear with me, and I'll roll into the Osama bin Laden being, basically saying that he's responsible for the Christmas Day bombing, which is totally absurd. So I just want to give you some background here. An important news item that flew under the radar for the most part last week was the assertion from former CIA operative turned whistleblower Robert Baer that Osama bin Laden is long dead. The hugely respected intelligence and foreign policy expert told Terry Gross, host of National Public Radio show Fresh Air, "Of course he is dead. Where are the DVDs? Bin Laden wouldn't dye his hair. All those things can be manipulated." Baer also, who has previously publicly questioned the official story of 9/11 attacks, continued, "He hasn't shown up. I've taken in the last month a poll of CIA officers who have been on his trail, and what has astounded me is that not a single one was sure if he was alive or dead. They have no idea. I mean, this man disappeared off the side of the earth." Baer, whose previous book, See No Evil, was the basis for the film Syriana, asked, "When in history has a country fought another country or another entity when the leader may be dead?" and warned that the so-called war on terror could be eternal if the goal continues to be to capture Osama bin Laden, which is an important point because we moved to this. Baer also warned that the war is shifting into Pakistan. This is October 2008. This is 2 years ago, people. A dangerous precedent that could see the vaguely defined conflict move anywhere. Last July, it was revealed that Pakistan has an agreement to allow CIA operated Predator drones to fly over the country and strike targets in the so-called hunt for bin Laden. Since that time, many strikes have taken place, killing civilians in the process. And I post article after article after article about these drones, and this was the reason to chase this man. So if he is just in our imaginations and isn't even living right now, or has ties to the Bush family, to Israeli and British and U.S. intelligence, then what is the point? I mean, we went in there supposedly to find bin Laden, and 2 years later, here we are, we're still droning people to death. So I think it is a pretty important thing as far as whether this man is dead or alive, because this is the whole pretense of us going in there. Besides 9/11, which they say he was responsible for as well, which I think is a sham. So it says, in addition, details of a secret Pentagon plan to send U.S. Special Forces into the wild tribal regions of Pakistan to find bin Laden have also emerged. The plans have reportedly not yet been implemented due to White House infighting. There is voluminous, I never pronounced that word before, but there's a lot of evidence to suggest bin Laden is long dead. According to French newspaper Le Figaro, bin Laden was on a kidney dialysis machine after he had shipped one to his base in Kandahar, Afghanistan in 2000. And when the CIA personally visited him in Dubai hospital, other accounts suggest he was also suffering from hepatitis C at the time and only had 2 years left to live. Journalists who met bin Laden before 9/11 later proclaimed their disbelief about the fact that he didn't appear on video after December 2001 to brag about the fact that he had not been captured. Since that time, every single bin Laden videotape released had contained vague, non-specific messages, and in many cases, footage is old and rehashed. In other words, a lot of those videos weren't even real. They were just fake videos. That's why all those videos that you saw were, half of them didn't even look like him. So, but moving to the story, I just wanted you to get some background so you can see how ridiculous this is when they're still using him. And, hey, I mean, we're in Pakistan now. My belief is that Central Asia or Eurasia, all the Waziristan and Azerbaijan and all those Kazakhstan, that's I mean, eventually surrounding Iran and all that, that's the area that we're going to occupy. And once we start getting to that area, we're pretty much bordering Russia. And I think that's the ultimate goal here, is to occupy that area as a strategic area in the world. As far as, the New World Order, they all work together, the Illuminati works together, but there's different factions, and Russia's one of them, and the Chinese are one of them, the Asians, and then the Western Anglo-Saxon is another one, and this is what it is. And when they're done with bin Laden, then they'll eventually come out, and they'll come up with some ragtag story, and they'll show a dead body double of him that looks totally not like his original photo like this, and then that'll be it. And then that's because they're done with him. They had no more use for him. Like the CIA operative said, the only reason they use bin Laden or keep him alive is so that they can keep going and stepping into new territories. It justifies the means to go in there into Pakistan and start droning. So eventually, they won't need him anymore because they will have gotten to the point to where he's no longer necessary. They don't need to bring up him anymore. And of course, when that happens, then you'll know that it was all a sham. So, it says Al-Qaeda leader Osama bin Laden claimed responsibility for the failed December 25th bombing of a U.S.-bound plane in an audio tape aired on Sunday and vowed to continue attacks on the United States. In his message addressed from Osama to U.S. President Barack Obama, bin Laden said the attempt to blow up the jet as it neared Detroit was a continuation of Al-Qaeda or Al-Qaeda policy since the September 11th, 2001 attacks on the United States. White House advisor David Axelrod said he could not confirm the authenticity of the tape, which they never can, which was broadcasted by Al Jazeera, which is also pro-New World Order television, but they are a little less biased and more neutral in their content, but overall they're still New World Order, before international meetings this week on how to deal with the militancy in Afghanistan and Yemen. And it goes on and it says the editor of Al-Arabi newspaper who met the Al-Qaeda leader in '96 said, "It has been Laden's voice and style. The poetry, the reference he makes are identifiably his." And mind you, the CIA operative that I just showed you 2008 said that most of the people in the CIA don't even know whether he is dead or alive. But they're just so sure that this is him. Bin Laden praised the Nigerian who had been charged with trying to blow up the Flight 253. I'm going to have to continue this into a second part possibly, but the message sent to you with the attempt by the hero, Nigerian Umar Abdulmutallab, is a confirmation of our previous message conveyed by the heroes of September 11th, he said. If it was possible to carry out our messages to you by words, we wouldn't have carried them to you by planes. And basically, yeah. I'm going to continue this on a second